What's up guys, Jack here, and in today's video we have 5 future DLC cars that are actually playable in Forza Motorsport right now. So let's start off with the 2015 Lamborghini Superveloce. This car is going to be in the Forza GT class along with one of the other cars, which is also a Lamborghini Superveloce, just a more modern version of it. So this car has about 600 horsepower. It feels a little bit heavy, but I think this car is probably going to be very, very competitive once it breaks into the Forza GT hoppers. This was the dominant car in Forza Motorsport 7. Do you think Forza is going to try and avoid that same mistake of having, the same cars still dominant a whole game later? It'll probably end up being just because they don't care. But that's the first one. Drives really nice, got a good sound, V10 engine. Not the GT3 car we were all hoping for, but it's a new car. That's something. Next up, we have the Pagani Huayra R. And this is probably one of the more difficult car names to pronounce. I only know how to pronounce it because of Top Gear making fun of it so much, I correctly learned how to pronounce it. So this car is very, very quick. It is a track day version of the Pagani Huayra road car. It comes in at about 925 PI. This thing might be able to be upgraded to X class. I'm not too sure how much faster that you can make this thing. I don't think it'll probably be too competitive in the prototype class or the P class, because it's just not got the same cornering speed as the prototypes in this group. So it'll be a new car. It's fun, and maybe we'll see a homologation in the GT class that has this car and the Mercedes AMG 1, along with other cars like the McLaren Senna GTR, which is soon to be announced, and the Lamborghini that's currently in the GT homologation, but really should be in that track day selection. So I could see a really cool track day homologation pop up. Whether or not Forza will balance that, they won't. We will yet to see. Now, on to the next one. The third car on our list is the 2018 Lamborghini Superveloce Evo. Now, looks a little bit more aggressive than the previous version, especially with the aerodynamics. I really like the winglets on the rear end, and this car coming in at about an 824 PI. So I don't know if this is actually the build that's going to be used for the Forza GT lobby, but overall this car drives really, really well and completely stock. I'm already a fan of it. It feels a little bit more snappy on turn-in, like it really likes to turn in sharp compared to the 2015 one that I drove. But I feel like this one might be a little bit slower on the straights, and I definitely feel like it has a little bit more downforce and grip. So maybe this car will balance in better with the GT3 and the GTE cars compared to the 2015 one. I'm not sure yet, but overall I really like the way this car drives as well. It's pretty well planted to the ground, and I'm looking forward to using it in the GT hoppers, but we all would have preferred if it was the Lamborghini GT3 car, just to keep that immersion and real life aspect going, but alas. Moving on to the next one. Car number 4, the Porsche 956 from 1983. Now, one thing that really makes me feel like a strong level of immersion is a really tiny detail, but seeing the lettering and the branding of the tires on the car. When I see it blank, it just looks weird, but it looks nice on this car. So they have the proper tire sponsor that was used on this car, which honestly, it really does add a lot of immersion to me personally. But now onto this car. Absolutely dominant car in real life, in the hands of Porsche itself or its many, many customer teams and variations of this car, because it was modified multiple times. This car will be racing with the pre-1985 Group C cars, so it's going to be grouped in with that older Nissan and the Jag. That's what cars this raced against, so there's a better balance. Those cars will probably balance really well with each other, and it's a little bit smaller base, so we can probably make some good competitive racing out of that. It has got, I mean, you can tell from the stock standard version of this car, it has got a lot of acceleration. It is very, very fast on the straights. A little sketchy in the corners, but this is the Le Mans Aero version of this car. So this car has a long tail like that because this Aero was only designed for one track, which is not Watkins Glen, it is Le Mans. So that's one thing that Forza I wish would do with some of these prototypes, because they add in like the Mercedes C9 with the Aero that they used at Le Mans. That car had a very, very large rear wing with a lot more downforce on every other track it raced at. So I would like to see Forza add in like the body kit to convert this car into the short tail version. And the fifth car on our list is the Aston Martin Valkyrie, and this car is fast. It is coming in already as an X-Class car, and from the screen, you can probably see why. This thing accelerates like crazy. It is got an 1100 horsepower V12 engine, and this car weighs very little. Comes with a 7-speed gearbox. Unfortunately, with the way you can access these cars, it doesn't allow you to tune them. So I would really like to shorten up these gears and get a little bit more top speed out of it, but that's just not going to be the case with this car because I can't tune this car. The only thing I can do is change the tires. So it comes on, I just can't believe I just realized this, but this car's on street tires. This is a car in X-Class on road tires. I'm baffled. I am baffled. Well, we just learned that in real time. I'm just gonna leave that in because, yeah, this car's running road tires. So, with that, I'm just gonna leave with some highlights of some of the cars going around the tracks. These are 5 cars that are coming to Forza Motorsport. The Lamborghini is coming tomorrow on Wednesday. About 5 or 6 o'clock is when the cars get released Eastern time. So look forward to that. Keep an eye out for the next video, and thank you guys for watching.